Okay, so believe it or not, we start the last chapter of this class, right? I mean, it's a pretty long chapter, but it's last chapter number 8, and our topic is going to be composition of human nature. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go as usual paragraph by paragraph, and we will try to explain. It is impossible for a person to be born with personal virtues or shortcomings, just as it is impossible for a person to be born with a professional skill in one of the crafts. It is, however, possible for a person to be born with tendency to one of the virtues or one of the shortcomings. There is a conduct representative of this trait. Will come easier to him than the other types of conduct. So it's very, very strong idea. So let's try to go. Let's try to understand. So we're going to explain. So that's an answer to people who say, no, that's how I was born. No, it's not true. That's not how you were born, right? You have some tendency to go this way or that way, and you chose to go this way or that way. So it was your personal choice. Tendency does not mean that the person cannot change them. His character traits. Okay, so let's see one more time, and we're going to explain. It is impossible for a person to be born with a personal virtues or shortcomings. Okay, so his Rambam is very clear. So there is no virtues, no shortcomings. It's a little baby, right? What does he know? Just it is impossible for a person to be born with professional skills in one of the crafts. So basically, it's an amazing parallel. So same as professional skills in one of the crafts, of course you have to work on yourself. You have to develop, and you practice, and you become the best in the field of this whatever craft is it. So same with the personal virtues, right? You have tendency, but if you decided to fix this tendency and work on yourself, nobody can stop you. Besides yourself, of course. It is, however, possible for a person to be born with tendencies to one of the virtues or of the shortcomings. So it's only, remember, it's only tendencies for good and for bad. So some people have like an amazing memory. So, but if a person is not going to develop this gift, it's going to go to waste. Was the gift given? Tendency given? Absolutely. Right, so some people know their gift and they develop. Right, that's an amazing example. I think one of the dear students who does all of the description to our videos, description tags. It's like mamash. It's like unbelievable. I always tell the student that's the gift from above to write such a descriptions to the videos. It's unbelievable. Right? So, but again, it was only tendency, and that person developed. There is a conduct shortcomings. One second. One more time. It is, however, possible for a person to be born with tendency to one of the virtues or one of shortcomings. There is conduct representative of this trait. That's it. Will come easier to him than the other type of conduct. Okay, so it's only easier. That does not mean that the person cannot change. Okay, continue to illustrate. It is possible for a person's nature will tend more toward dryness. As such, his mind will be clearer, less inclined to moistness. Okay. This will grant this person greater facility with regard to the memory and the comprehension of ideas. That one whose nature is controlled by the gallbladder secretions, and whose mind will be more phlegmatic. Nevertheless, if a person whose natural inclination puts him at the advantage acts sluggishly and fails to study or develop his potentials, he will surely remain foolish. Conversely, if a person who is by nature coarse and phlegmatic applies himself to study and conceptual activity, he will be able to learn and comprehend, albeit with greater difficulty and after extending more effort. Okay, so we have to look into it. We're going to explain this. That's amazing example that Rambam gives. Okay, so let's do it again and we explain. To illustrate, it is possible that person nature will tend more toward dryness. Okay, so we'll see what does the dryness mean. Okay, as such, his mind will be clear, less inclined to moistness. Okay, so clear mind meaning like dry, like I guess like moisture attracts all of the other elements, right? If it's dust or something, right? I mean in nature, right? But when it's dry, it's usually cleaner, right? Okay, so let me continue. This will grant this person greater facility with regard to memory and the comprehension of the ideas. Right? That one whose name. Okay, so that's mind, which is whatever it means, dry. I mean, but we understand that that does not attract any extra information, like unnecessary information. So that person, like some people cannot, many people cannot concentrate. For how long? Maybe for 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, and attention span is gone. Right, so that's why I always say it's such an easy thing, to avoid lashon hara. Do not rebuke people directly. Just change the subject. Just ask them about cat. What cat? Yeah, I thought you have. No, you didn't have cat. That's it. They forget all of the lashon hara they say. So I tried it many times. It was Baruch Hashem. People don't forget about what they were saying 30 seconds ago. You understand? But this person, so he keeps right, so he keeps all of these ideas and in mind, and he can understand and comprehend, right, in using his memory and comprehensions of the idea, whose nature is controlled, right? So right, one second. And okay, that's the guy with a dry mind, whatever it means, right? Toward dryness, no, not dry mind, but his. What is the word? His tendency is more to the dryness. Okay. Right, and if we compare him to a person whose nature is controlled by gallbladder secretions. So gallbladder, okay, and whose mind will be more phlegmatic. So a person cannot concentrate, cannot do many things, and basically do not care. Nevertheless, if person whose nature is natural inclination puts him at the advantage, acts sluggishly, right? So meaning this guy with a greater mind, and he acts sluggishly. He does not use this mind. He uses it for, I don't know, remember some useless I know some people they know all of these useless facts about presidents and how many times there were presidents and this and that and what happened during this year, that year, and about soccer, about baseball, this ball and that ball. You understand? All of the useless information, and you understand. And he the guy remembered all of the yahrzeit of other people who married who. You think that the guy is, if he would apply himself to religious studies, to the Gemara, he would be maybe good, right? But he used it for all of this the nonsense to impress everybody. You understand? Right, and he fails in study to develop his potential. He will surely remain foolish. So again, it's a gift meaning tendency, right? To be smart, to be sharp in his mind, but you have to work on it. It's like a muscle, right? You have to work on it. Conversely, if the person who is nature coarse and phlegmatic, so somebody is and of course, all of us know that these people, the person just not smart. Everything is hard, or whatever subject is hard, and but a person even admits it's hard for him. But HaShem said, so if he applies himself, of course it's going to be harder than for other person. But he's going to achieve something, right? Okay, so apply himself to study and conceptual activity. He will be able to learn and comprehend, albeit with a greater difficulty and with expending more efforts. Okay, more efforts. So I have one person in my class. So he's drawn picture. He always send me picture. Said, do I get it correctly? Okay, maybe if somebody would say, yeah, it's naive picture, but for this guy, it's like for him, it's big achievement, and most of the time he was absolutely right, but he was not sure. So for other people, it's not when you read, but for this person, he tried much harder than other people, and he has to conceptualize with the drawings. I don't see I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, whatever works, it works for him, and he remembers information much better than other people. So that's what we have to do, not overestimate ourselves. Okay, and remember that we can always change this tendency.